Hey, I'm Ron Drotos from KeyboardImprov.com, and welcome to day 10 of our 31-day Jazz Piano for Beginners workout challenge. And yes, a third of the way through this month. We're doing it. And I know I'm going to be a better player by the time this month is through. So, hey, thanks for coming along for the ride, and I hope you're enjoying. Well, you're enjoying it, or you wouldn't be here after 10 days. Or if it's your first one, welcome. You may want to go back to day 1, but jump on in however you want. This is great. What we're going to do today is we're going to continue some of the rhythmic development exercises we've been doing to really get this jazz rhythm down, and also combine it with our study of the 1-6-2-5 chord progression. So we're hitting it up from all different angles and helping our overall musicality as we learn these. So we're not just playing it a million times. The thing about the 1-6-2-5 chord progression is that it makes this circle, right, around the functional harmony. You start at home, the 1 chord, you go to 6. I'm going to set this for 20 minutes for our workout. And figure 20 minutes is just about right. It's just enough, but it's not too long out of our day every day. All right, so we're home, and then we go to a different colorful chord, the 6. A little relaxation there. But then we're going up by fourths, which is a very forward motion around the circle of fourths, brings us home. That's why this is so common. It's just a circle. It's like you're having fun. It's interesting, but you're not going anywhere without returning. It's like you're constantly returning. And so many, you hear this all the time. Rhythm changes. Changes, so many tunes. A tune like Blue Moon is almost exclusively 1-6-2-5-1. Just an interesting tidbit. When genres, musical genres, tend to have things that are associated with them, different rhythms, different chord progressions. So for instance, the 1-6-2-5 with the 2 chord in there tends to be like Great American Songbook, Cole Porter, George Gershwin, jazz standards, right? Right? But in the rock and roll era, you heard 1-6-4-5. They put the 4 in there, the major 4 instead of the minor 2. And it was more like doo-wop music, right? Stereotypical doo-wop music with the 4 chord there, and rock and roll and everything. The interesting thing is that doo-wop started a little before the rest of rock and roll. And it was, you could even say there was some transitional periods in groups. I think the Platters, was that like, even in the 40s, 48, 49, the original doo-wop songs, and they used the 2 chord. Here it is. Not the 4 chord. So our sort of putting doo-wop music in a little box with the 4 chord is not always accurate, because there was a time when that 2 chord was used there. So it was this cross-pollination of genres, even in that transition period. Another one is with swing 8th notes. If you listen to jazz from the 20s and even 30s, sometimes one musician's playing swing 8th notes while the other one's playing straight 8th notes. Bessie Smith is singing straight 8th notes sometimes while the pianist is swinging. And it sounds great. It sounds great. It was a hybrid kind of thing. You heard it coming out of the jazz era, at the end of the big band era and into rock and roll, where on some Elvis records or Chuck Berry, one musician is playing straight 8th notes, the drummer's playing straight 8th notes, and the bass player's boom, boom, swinging. And it sounds great. It's really interesting if you could see some of those eras in music. So let's clap on. No, we won't clap today. I'm going to keep a walking bass line. And we're just going to play the C major 7 chord on the first beat of each measure and develop some rhythmic flexibility this way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. Okay. Then we're going to go to A minor 7 and do the same thing. You can move up here. If you know inversions, you can, but root position's fine. 1, 2, beat 1. Now D minor 7. Now G G7. Root position or an inversion. We'll do it 4 times. Back to C, major 7. A minor. D minor 7. G7. Yeah, so we're thinking about the rhythm, but our hands are starting to remember where to go, right? Okay, now we're going to play on the and of 1. So it's 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Okay, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2. That's A minor. D minor. G. Now we'll go to the beat 2. 1, 2. A little slower and a 1, 2. It can be long too. You can hold it down or short. A minor. D minor. G. A minor. D minor. Yeah. Now we'll go to the and of 2. 1, 2, and 3, 4. It's the second part of the Charleston. Remember, bump, bump. Okay, 1, 2. Right hand, here we go. 1, 2. Did I do it wrong? 1, 2, and 4 times on each chord. 1, 2, and 3. D minor. 1, 2, and 3. I'm thinking of what's coming next. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Let's do that again. C. 1, 2, and 3, 4. A minor. You have too many things right now. I'm thinking, should we go through all 8 in the measure? And I think we should. I think this is fun. It's really good. So let's now do the next one, which is beat 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. To go on beat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. 1, 2, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. To do it on the and of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Here's the thing with the and of 4. You play the next chord. So we're going to start right before the first downbeat with the C. 1, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So it's an anticipation. And when we go to A minor, we play it right before the A minor. I'll show you, and D minor and G. Okay? 1, 2, get ready, you know what to do, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now A minor, boom, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let me do that again. 1, 2, beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, and not easy. 1. A minor. D minor. G. C. A minor. D minor. G. I forgot. I'm definitely thinking of too many things. Bass line, the chords, and also trying to explain what's going on. But I'm pushing myself, so I'm glad you're pushing yourself too. Okay, so now the challenge, the fun really, is to mix it up. That's what it is. So 1, 2, 3, and you just hit different parts of that measure, just enough to keep going. The common mistake people make when, quote, accompanying like this in jazz, is that they play too many rhythms, or the same rhythms over and over again. In sort of modern, post-19 bebop, 40s jazz. So let's just play with our right hand. Let's just both comp for a while. You don't have to play the same beats as me because I don't know what I'm gonna do, right? And then I'll start soloing, and you just keep the comping with the right hand. 1, 2, C, 2, 3, 4. A minor. You can do some long and some short. And leave some space. G. Keep going. A minor. Yeah, there we're starting to get it, right? Starting to get it. And comping like that that was the hardest thing for me. Knowing, like getting just the sensitivity, where to put the beats. I think it definitely took me 2 or 3 years before I was comfortable doing it with a band, in a band setting, accompanying a saxophonist or guitarist or something. And then about 5 more years before I could do it solo piano in my left hand. I could walk a bass line in solo when I was in high school, but I couldn't, and it just didn't click. And what clicked was when I started studying with Billy Taylor in the 80s. And part of his style is just hold down the chords. I might have said this the other day. Sometimes he does that. He'll just go. And just let the right hand dance. And I said, oh, I can do that. I don't have to always be so complex. And then gradually I could get a little more free with the rhythms, like he also did, of course. The thing, though, that I always had going for me is that I just didn't care if I got it or not. I was having so much fun. I'll get it someday. Yeah, okay, I'm trying. It was about the doing it and playing with other people and practicing and having fun at every step that I didn't have that information overload that we can get now with all the books and the internet out there. So use the resources, but don't let them use you or influence you in a way that is not productive. Now let's just forget about all that and just solo with your right hand in the key of C. I'll play all the chords. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're soloing. Just get into the beat. Actually, I knew today was going to go by quickly because when we're doing all those 1, 2, and 3s, you get so involved and it's so much fun and challenging at the same time that the time tends to go by very quickly. So I had a feeling today's was going to fly by. So this is our introduction in a really thorough way to the world of 1, 6, 2, 5, right? But we're not trapped there. It's not the only thing we've done. We haven't memorized like a specific set of notes that are going to keep us in this little box. We can learn different sets of notes. We can learn different voicings, but we already have a freedom, and that's what jazz is about. It's about expressing ourselves individually while working with others in groups too. So this is awesome. So thank you for being here, joining me with this. And there's some links for you to click if you're interested. Also down in the description below, there's some free lessons at KeyboardImprov.com, my website. I started in 2012. I've been playing Broadway shows, playing jazz clubs in New York City. And then I just didn't want to be out every night anymore, you know? My 2 sons were born and within a couple of years of each other, and I just wanted to be home. So I started teaching locally and then on the internet in 2012, and I haven't looked back. And the great thing is that everybody who contacts me for lessons, whether it's to do my video course or for in-person or one-on-one on Skype or Zoom, they want to be there. So I get so motivated by teaching like never before, and my own playing has gotten a lot better too. So thank you, and good luck with this. Enjoy every step of the way, and I'll see you tomorrow.